Welcome guys to what I hope to be the beginning of a new series where I'll bring you amazing chess studies. Now for those who don't know, these studies basically are positions that honestly you're never gonna get in a real game. But they're just amazing. Like most of them, once you see them, once you understand them, you're just like, wow, this is perfect. And also you get a lot of chess understanding. So I think this is a good idea for a series. But yeah, let's just jump right into this one. Now here, this puzzle was composed by Alexey Troitsky. He's very famous for composing these types of endgame studies. And yeah, it was composed in the 1900s. It's white to move, and apparently there's a way for him to win. Now, if you want, pause the video, really try to find it, because otherwise you're really not gonna learn as much. But okay, hope you paused the video and had a crack at it. Now you look at this position, white only has a pawn and a bishop, black only has two pawns. How complicated can this be? Well, actually quite a bit, because if white doesn't have this pawn, simply king and the bishop is obviously a draw, as you know. And this pawn here is almost dead, like black is threatening to take it, and it seems like no matter what we do, we just lose it. Like if we take this pawn, simply king g7, attacks the pawn, covers the promotion square. If we push the pawn, of course, king takes. So the only move to address all of this is bishop check. But now the king simply swings to g8, covers the promotion square, and again it looks like we have nothing. We can try g7, safeguarding our pawns so black doesn't take. And okay, now black has two options. He can either move his king to f7 or push his pawn. Let's take a look first at king f7. It seems like the king is just going to go back and forward, and white has no way to make progress. For example, king e5, simply e6, restricting our king here. We can try to infiltrate, but now e5, and this move is spectacular because we have to take, but now simply king g8, and the king is gonna just go back and forward, and we literally can never infiltrate because, for example, king f6, this is just stalemate. The king literally cannot go anywhere, and this is a draw. So back here, after king f7, there's actually just an amazing move. It's the point of this puzzle. This is just beautiful. And once you take a look at, there's not a lot of moves to consider here. And once you look at the crazy move, you might be able to find this. But, you know, for this to happen in a real game, this is just insane. And yeah, it's just insane how all of this works. But it turns out white here can actually promote to a queen. That is just ridiculous. It's just giving away is basically the only way he had to win. But turns out this is the only way to win, because now obviously black has to take. Why wouldn't he take queen? But now king e6, and just take a look at the coordination between the king and the bishop. Slowly pushing the king to the corner. These pawns are blocked, so literally the only move here, the king cannot go to this square, so he has to go to the corner. But now king f7, and the king is completely stuck here in the corner. And yeah, black literally cannot do anything. He has to push this pawn. He cannot push this one, it's blocked. And after he pushes this pawn, simply bishop c7. And what an amazing checkmate. But wait, I hear you ask. Back here, the king isn't really forced to go to f7. He could have played, for example, e6. And this is also a very clever try, because if we take this pawn, again, this is just stalemate, and black is incredibly happy here. So we have to be clever. We obviously have to ignore this pawn. And the trick is to go king d6 here. And yeah, if black tries continuing to push the pawn, if we take, okay, it's not stalemate, but now it's the same idea. King f7, we can try to wiggle in, but we can never really get through. If whenever we get close, this is just stalemate. So this is actually a very nice defensive idea for black. Instead of taking this pawn, turns out we can just cover our own pawn and take this pawn with the bishop. And why does this work? Well, let's see. King e6, he pushes the pawn. King f6, we cover the pawn here. And after e3, we're just in time. We cover the pawn. We can take with the bishop. And this is not stalemate, because by taking with the bishop, we freed the h pawn. And yeah, now this is amazing. For example, h5, we can just play something like bishop here. He continues pushing the pawn. But now after we take, king has to go to h7. But now our king gets to f7. We cover the promotion square here, we get a win, and we just win the game. So yeah, just an incredibly clever study by Troitsky. And yeah, this was the first study I decided to bring to the channel. Hope you guys got something out of it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye.